been 20 rotations, and a word, you better be dead, because your absence has cost me a few scores. Remember our mutually beneficial arrangements, and how well we know one another, if you know what I mean. You do well to not assume I am just threatening you, boy.
Well, I'm surprised to say, folks, that this week, Mando took the trophy.
God fucking damn it!
I want to make something clear real quick. I'm not souring on this episode. I did enjoy it, and I believe it'll become relevant by the end of the season, or possibly next season. But compared to what we received last week, it doesn't quite hold up.
Well, no shit.
Especially when compared to The Outpost, and then faced with The Mandalorian delivering such a nuanced, insightful, and informative installment. This week, we come full circle with the summary poster that was introduced for this season last year, and we see the Batchers are met with the sun while Crosshair is trapped in the snow.
Haha! Nailed it!
We experience a new environment that comes with its own challenges, but offers a new home for our crew by the end.
Well, I guess you won fair and square.
Let me break this down and I'll tell you what I think after. So, the episode goes as such. There is a pretty island, attacked by a giant fucking wave, the crew save the day, and they find themselves a new home.
What else you got? Give me more!
Do I need to say more? Not really, but I've found a few nuggets of interest. Now, I would like to say that this is a joke, but sadly this episode didn't provide much else beyond we have an island. The ocean fucked it.
Yes, I can definitely smell shite.
Beyond this, there are a few pearls that popped up from the depths of the ocean following this episode, and that's more of what it does for our crew, and even what it does for Fee. The growth for the Batch in this was much more prominent than it ever has been throughout the season, but remains consistent as well with what we've had so far. To witness their separation from Sid truly take shape here was excellent, as I was concerned for a moment that they were being coerced into undertaking more missions next to Fee as part of Sid's manipulation, but as it turns out, they've not been in contact with her for roughly 3 weeks, and are seemingly finding themselves again with Fee giving them a leg up by the end of this episode.
Oh, friend!
There's a risk that I didn't consider back in episode 11 where Scorch is being tasked with locating the Marauder and Lama Su tells the Empire to find Omega. The risk is what if Sid gives the crew up?
Fuck.
I made the assumption at the time that the Empire would have more than likely found them first and it would alleviate that concern. However, if Fee and Maligi are correct and she's not one you want to cross, I think we know how the Empire will find them.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
There's also a larger risk involved at this point for the crew as well, as they've been welcomed into a nearly uninhabited world with a small but stable community that could be torn apart should the Empire find their way there. Fee said to keep the location on the down low, but if they're tracked then it will likely backfire and could lead the island of people to be wiped out for harbouring essentially fugitives and proven threats against the Imperial regime.
Oh, shit. Shit indeed.
The threats of this situation aside, it was nice to see what the Batchers could look like when they step away from the military limelight for a bit and how life could be for them should they choose to settle down. Omega, as young as she is, needs a life far away from this occasionally and something to come back to every now and then. A concept that the crew are brought to realise but would never have considered on their own as they've only ever known military service. Wrecker could become the island's muscle and guardian, Tech could improve the defences and support the structural elements to their surroundings, and Hunter could settle down from having to be the leader for a while. There's room for all of them here to do something new, and should they find him, maybe even Crosshair. This has the potential to become a sanctuary provided the Empire don't find them. I must draw your attention to one part of this episode, however. I love the cold opening that we see from them taking on this mission with Fee as an independent situation that she's asked for their support with, and I can actually get behind this pairing. The action was good and it felt like a small moment that the crew were able to flex their skills and really understand how deceitful and cutthroat the underworld truly is. This installment also provided us with a good sense of who Fee really is as well, which I said back in my episode 5 review for the season we desperately needed. She's gone from being just another pirate to a pirate with morals, or liberator of ancient wonders with morals. either description works. She's obviously in this for the profit, but she can understand the wider significance to some of the items that she collects. The tiny bonsai tree doesn't look like much at all, and even Tech clarifies that it carries little to no value, but the joy it brought to Liana's face is worth more than the price sometimes. And that's something that I think the Batchers and Omega need to be aware of. Also, am I the only one who's sensing something between her and Tech? Little spin-off, maybe?
Hey now. Got a name, Brown Eyes?
Overall, much like episode 13 of last season, this wasn't a blow off your junk kind of episode, but there's a lot of subtext involved, where the Batchers now need to evolve once again and break the shackles that Sid has tied to them. This was necessary after the emotionally draining adventure with Crosshair last week, but I can understand how many people would feel about done with the series. However, just a reminder, they did this straight after the Solitary Clone as well with the episode Faster, and people loved it. Sometimes you need to look beyond what's there and appreciate what's actually underneath. They have the potential to make a new life for themselves here and were invaluable during this process, and they could potentially head up the defensive measures for the island in case this happens again. I would still recommend this episode as visually it's stunning, the writing is stellar, and utilises the character's strengths effectively, and progresses the side plot of the separation from Sid whilst adding consequences to a potential new home for them going forward. Anyway, that's all I've got for this episode. I appreciate you stopping by. If you like this, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more down the road. And until next time everyone, take care, and may the Force be with you.